Gustavo's mysterious escape. Gustavo Vega had spent 2 years inside Blackstone Prison, a place known for being impossible to escape. The walls were tall and cold, guards watched everything carefully, and cameras covered every corner. Most prisoners accepted that they would never get out. But Gustavo wasn't like them. Deep down, he believed there had to be some way out. He wasn't a dangerous man. He had been blamed for a robbery he didn't commit. The real criminal had vanished, leaving no clues behind. Gustavo refused to let his life end inside a prison cell, so he spent his time observing the routines around him. He watched how guards changed shifts when the lights dimmed and which doors stayed unlocked a little too long. One rainy evening, Gustavo was cleaning the prison library when something strange happened. A cold breeze touched his cheek, even though all the windows were shut. He followed the draft until he found a bookshelf that didn't sit tight against the wall. When he pushed it gently, it moved a little. His heart started to race. Behind the shelf, he noticed a thin outline of a door, a hidden entrance. Later that night, when the prison was silent, Gustavo returned. He pushed the shelf again, and this time it slid open, revealing a narrow, dark tunnel. Dust filled the air, and he saw faint footprints on the ground. Someone had walked this way long ago. He stepped inside. The tunnel was cold and quiet, and the air smelled of soil. After a few minutes, Gustavo found a rusty ladder leading down to a small underground room. There he discovered a wooden table with a notebook on top. The notebook was full of drawings and maps of the prison, plans for an escape. But the last page was unfinished, as if the person had disappeared before completing their work. Suddenly, the bookshelf above creaked. Someone had entered the library. Gustavo turned off his flashlight and hid behind the ladder. Light appeared in the tunnel, followed by slow, heavy footsteps. A calm voice echoed in the darkness. "I knew you'd find this place one day, Vega." It was Officer Rourke, one of the strict guards who rarely showed emotion. He climbed down the ladder. He didn't look angry or surprised. Instead, he seemed tired. "You're not supposed to be here," he said quietly, "but maybe it's time I tell you the truth." Gustavo stepped out of the shadows. "You know I'm innocent." Rourke nodded. "Yes, the real thief, my brother, escaped through this tunnel years ago. I covered it up because I didn't want him to be caught. I made a terrible mistake." Gustavo stared at him. "So I paid for his crime." Rourke looked down, ashamed. "I can't change the past, but I can give you a chance now." He took a small key from his pocket. "Follow the tunnel. It leads to an old hatch outside the prison walls. If you leave now, I'll report that the storm caused a power failure and we lost track of you." Gustavo took the key slowly. "Why help me now?" "Because you deserve your freedom," Rourke said. "And because I can't live with this guilt any longer." With that, Rourke climbed up and closed the hidden entrance behind him. Gustavo followed the tunnel until he reached a metal hatch. When he opened it, cool night air rushed in. He climbed out into the dark forest. The sky felt huge above him, and for the first time in 2 years, he was outside the prison walls. He didn't shout or celebrate. He simply whispered to himself, "This isn't the end. I will clear my name." Then he stepped into the trees, free at last, but with a mystery still waiting to be solved.